Remind me of Aurelia. You know when we get into battle, that comradeship we've developed? I haven't had that with anyone but Aurelia before. Of course, Aurelia and I never waded into battle together, so...
The Office of Divine Prosecution seeks a temporary botanical assistant.
Standar, keep us safe. Your children walk a dangerous path.
What interest does a Dagon cult have in this place? Flee?
Do your worst, Remora. I'll tell you nothing.
I'll squeeze the knowledge out of... Damn. I forgot how fragile mortals can be. Ah, you have arrived. Excellent. I found you both mildly interesting and suitably helpful in the past. Let us endeavor to continue that streak. This Mehrunes Dagon cultist refused to answer my questions, and I may have insisted a bit too vigorously. Since last our paths crossed, I ran afoul of these Mehrunes Dagon followers. While I was investigating their activities, I ran into an obstacle. As much as it pains me to admit, but this requires a mortal's touch. I need your assistance. An Imperial cache hides behind that doorway. Unfortunately, the entrance has been warded to prevent entry by anyone, including those of the Daedric persuasion. I need you to shatter the ward and help me discover the cache's secret. Take this amulet. I went to great trouble to acquire it. With it, you should be able to destroy the ward and open the way into the annex. We must reach the secrets inside before the Daganists get to them. The fate of your world depends on it. The amulet should allow you to remove the ward so we may enter the concealed annex. I had it specifically constructed just for this purpose, but it will only function for a mortal. Hurry now. I haven't got all day. I acquired a map from the Mehrunes Dagon cultists that indicates an Imperial cache is hidden inside. I want to reach that cache before they do, and find out what Emperor Leovic thought was important enough to hide from mortals and Daedra alike. Don't the actions of the Daedric princes, when turned in this direction, always concern the fate of this particular ball of mud? The Longhouse Emperors have protected a secret for 3 generations. A secret that involves Mehrunes Dagon. A secret guarded from mortals and Daedra alike that involves the Prince of Destruction? I do not think the threat could be any more clear if they painted us a picture. What form that threat will take, however, that is what I hope to ascertain. How remarkably narrow-minded you mortals can be. What is your definition of evil? Do I care for the lives of mortals? No. Do you care for the lives of ants that crawl beneath your feet? Our interests are aligned at this time. That should suffice. I saw the Daganists use magic to temporarily disable the ward. Their power is limited, however, and the ward reasserted itself before I could follow them. Only power akin to the amulet can totally destroy the ward. Do you assume I am without resources? That I do not have connections in both the Mundus and throughout the plains of Oblivion? I have given you the amulet, and it will do its job. Nothing else matters, little mortal. The protective ward is deadly to Daedra. As a mortal, you are perfectly immune to any such dangers. The ward simply bars your way. Besides, the amulet can only be used by a mortal. That's part of the reason it can destroy the ward. As a mortal, you are immune to the harmful effects of the protective ward. As long as it is in place...
You have to deal with all kinds of people, but I know in my heart Lyrinth means to do you wrong.
The ward has fallen. Let us see what waits inside. I sense more wards ahead. Deal with them. I shall wait here. You destroyed the wards. I felt each one shatter in turn. Well done, little mortal. Now tell me, what did you find? Let me see them. A collection of apparently mundane items, at least on the surface. But look at this scroll. It not only bears the seal of the last Longhouse Emperor, it has been ensorcelled so that it cannot be unfurled or read. Interesting. Architectural plans from the looks of it, and not the mundane engineering so common to your world. No, these plans include powerful Daedric elements. Some sort of vault, obviously, strengthened and enhanced by a complex arcane matrix. Intriguing. It marks a location in Grotwood, Ne Salas, another ruin, and perhaps another annex. I'll open a portal to take you there. Keep the amulet. It retains power enough to deal with a few more wards. While you search, I shall try to read the scroll.
Lyrinth is using you, my friend. I'm going to stay close. Try to
This
keep you
portal
safe.
will take you to Ne Salas. Raid the caches while I deal with the ensorcelled scroll.
I know that look. What are we up to?
Trust me, Faendil. Magical transport is the only way this many Redguard could have appeared here so suddenly. We need to cut them off before an entire army is on our doorstep.
One more step and you get an arrow in the knee. Hey, you don't look like a cultist. You're not a Covenant soldier or one of those damn cultists. You're... you. By Barsrog's chilly nethers, am I glad to see you. Between the soldiers and the cultists, this is almost as bad as that business in Orsinium. But what are you doing here? Imperial caches? What a coincidence! That's exactly what brought me here. But then I ran into this band of wood elves. They're under assault by Covenant soldiers and a group of insane Daedric cultists. It's just like an investigative Vale story. The cultists are after the cache too? That explains a lot. Their leader is someone called Doombringer Eshel, and he's got some kind of scholar lady following him around like a sad puppy. Farther in, I'm guessing. The cult leader paid off the soldiers, and they let him and his followers wander through. If you can clear a path, I'll get these wood elves out of here and then follow after you. We can meet up when you find the cultists. As well as can be expected, last I checked. Barsrog has been doing a good job. He's working with the various clans to keep things going. It's hard, though. A lot of people liked and respected Prologue. Even after all he did, Prologue's still popular. Nothing specific, but just like you, I felt it was time to move on. Time to take that next step, face that next challenge. So here I am, digging into Emperor Leovik's past at the behest of a wealthy benefactor. Not much. I heard a few of the cultists mention his name, said it with a mixture of awe and respect. I think they're afraid of him. I noticed that the woman scholar stayed close to the leader's side. She was explaining the history of this place. I found a journal in Black Drake Villa, a hidden refuge of the Longhouse Emperors. It was in some kind of code, so it took me a while to figure out what it said. Well, actually, I had someone decipher it for me. Once I get these wood elves out of here, I'll catch up with you.
prowess was befitting a knight. Well done.
Flank, now!
Morality's a fool's game.
Side by side.
The cultists. They destroyed the ward and marched right in.
Over here! You need to see this! What took you so long? Never mind, never mind. Look down there. That's the cult leader and the scholar lady I told you about. And that must be the Imperial cache. What can I say? I'm as fast as a leaf on the wind and silent as a shadow. I suggest we take different paths to that chamber, just in case. I'll meet you down there. Last one to put an arrow in the cultist is a sour gore apple. That's an odd question. I was hired to find another book at Black Drake Villa and came across the journal. I was curious and I had some time, so I had the journal deciphered. Turned out to be a lot of ramblings. Emperor Leovic was either crazy or desperate. The coded message had that sort of air about it. But yes, he alluded to some end-of-the-world level stuff along with the rest of his crazy. I came here to see if there was any truth to the danger, to go along with his obvious...
We must recover the dangerous weapons, Petticoat. Bring me the contents of that cache as soon as you have them.
I will not fail, Doombringer. I'll have the wards down momentarily.
all we can walk away from, eh?
Interesting. This wall is different. Perhaps a divination will provide insight. Complex. More layers.
I do believe we're good at this. Your quest to improve never ends. Just like a knight. We fought well.
This Disastrix Maglabor. Deal.
Let disaster rain upon you!
Press your attack. Eat arrows, creepy cult lady. My arrows always strike true. Can you open that Imperial cache? Hang on, let me try. Hey, that actually worked. Look out, Daedra!
Lower your weapon, elf. I'll confer with the other mortal after they search the cache.
What did you find? Anything interesting in there?
The wood elf appears to be agitated. Or is that how she portrays excitement? Nevertheless, go on and show her what you discovered first. I wouldn't want her to explode from the anticipation. I saw that happen once with a Daedroth. Made quite a mess.
You have to deal with all kinds of people, but I know in my heart Lyrinth means to do you wrong.
Well, what was inside the cache? Have we finally discovered the secret of the Longhouse Emperors? Let me take a look. Yeah, that's a code, all right. Imperial. Just like in the journal I found at Black Drake Villa. I know someone who can decipher this. He helped me with the journal. I'm sure I can get him to translate this scroll, too. Not far from here. Just outside Eldenroot. Just look for the camp with all the books in it. I'll meet you there. Let's just say I've known him for a very long time and I trust him with my life. Like I said, he translated the journal I found. The one written by Emperor Leovic that led me here. Tell me why we should trust that Daedra lady, though. All right, if you say so. I suppose if she's willing to help, We have to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to watch her like a hawk, though. You never count your seeds before they sprout, my great Aunt Laura always said.
Let's get into it, side by side.
Now that you've satisfied the Wood Elf's curiosity, it's time to satisfy mine. Show me what the cache contained, little mortal. We already knew this concerned Emperor Leovic, and I cannot read those coded words. As much as this mystery intrigues me, it has also begun to bore me. If we don't solve some piece of the puzzle soon, I may just look elsewhere for entertainment. The fate of your world, little mortal, not mine. But do not fear. The mortal realm has always amused me. I will aid you as I can, provided such efforts continue to benefit me as well. Alas, I cannot help decipher the Emperor's code. So, the Wood Elf is useful after all. Interesting. I will open a portal to this Elden route to expedite your journey. When the opportunity presents itself, ask the Wood Elf how she was able to break that ward. I sense something powerful. Not yet, but I have my finest Banekin working on it even as we speak. Go, little mortal. Solve the mysteries before you while I ponder the various clues we've pulled together. I will find you when one of us has something new to report. This portal shall take you to Elden Root. Do not dally. I sense there's more to this mystery than the politics of emperors.
Friend, meet Baragon. Baragon, this is my friend. We've got a scroll to show you.
Evely says you have something for me to look at. Let me take a look. Imperial, all right. Specifically, this is Emperor Leovic's personal code. Luckily, I know it well. Unfortunately, I don't have Leovic's signet ring. Without that, I can't decipher the code. You have a signet ring? Why, yes, this does appear to be Emperor Leovic's. At least it's one of them. He certainly loved his jewelry. So first that journal that Evely brought me, and now this. What have you and my sister gotten into this time? My younger sister, yes. I used to regale her with stories of my adventures, back before I became a scribe in Emperor Morikar's court. I worked for both him and his son Leovic. Evely says I sling words the way she looses arrows, fast and on target. Technically, I was an adventurer, then a scribe. Turned out I preferred ink and parchment to danger and daring do. Unfortunately, I think I put the wrong ideas into little Evely's head. Anyway, the scroll's over there. Deciphered and everything. Really? She's told me all about you. You were all over her letters from Orsinium. And when she got back, she rarely said 5 words that didn't include some anecdote of your time together. You really made an impression. Nice to finally meet you.
did the scroll say? Do we finally know the Emperor's secret? Foral Lupus? He hired me to investigate Blackdrake Villa. But why is the word ambitions capitalized? It must mean something special. Thanks for helping me. Here, take part of what Lupus already paid me. There's more if you come with me to Riften. The deciphered document. It mentions the person who hired me, Foral Lupus. Could he really be Emperor Leovic's steward? I guess it's possible. Anyway, I'm supposed to bring this book I recovered to him. Well, to his contact in Riften, anyway. Foral Lupus sent me to retrieve the book from Blackdrake Villa, one of the Longhouse Emperor's hidden retreats. I found it and a journal, the one that led me to Nasalis. It's a strange old tome. I can't read any of the words, if they are words. It's written in a language I've never seen before. Looking at the pages makes my eyes hurt, and just carrying it around, it's kind of uncomfortable. Will you come with me to Riften? I want to deliver the book and be done with this business. I never actually met with Foral Lupus directly. Everything was done through an intermediary, a mage named Renna. We can find her at the Mages Guild Hall in Riften. My brother has a cart we can use to make the journey, or I can just meet you there. Before we found the document my brother deciphered for us, I assumed he was a scholar or a book collector or something. I had no idea he was the steward of the last Longhouse Emperor. We never met, just exchanged letters until he sent me to Renna. Renna's some kind of mage. She gave me the final instructions for my mission to the villa and handed over the gold. Well, the first payment. I'm promised more when I deliver the book. Don't worry, I'll make sure you get a fair share of the reward. Neither Foral's letters nor my discussion with Renna provided much information. They told me where to look and gave me a map. It had a description of the book written in the corner. I've been carrying it around for a while now. It's difficult. It's hard to describe. It's like carrying a weight, but not like a heavy pack or anything. More like a burden, a constant worry that never subsides. I've also had dreams lately. Bad ones. But I don't want to talk about them. Not yet. Those feelings weren't there at the beginning. Plus, I found that journal. I took it to my brother to decipher. By then, I realized the Longhouse Emperors were hiding something. I wanted to know more. So, I went to Nasalis, met you, and here we are. Yeah, I thought of that. He took one look at the thing and handed it right back to me. Said it wasn't any language he ever saw and wanted nothing to do with it. Some brother, right? Didn't I? I guess the subject just never came up. Besides, we were pretty busy most of the time back in Orsinium. There weren't too many opportunities to tell you about my extended family. Hey, you brought it up. And I have a perfectly fine amount of brothers and sisters. About the usual for a clan of wood elves from the deep forest. There's 12 of us in the family, but I'm the youngest.
Alexandra Canal from capturing the Coral Heart.
Hold. We've observed your travels through Brockwood and have need of your particular talents.
Over here! You made it! I'm glad you're here. I wasn't looking forward to facing Rena alone. Not after what we found out. Yeah, I spotted her in the main hall. Look, I've been thinking. Since Farrell, Lupus, and Rena weren't totally honest with me, I might as well use an intermediary of my own. Plus, something's not right about all this. Will you talk to Rena for me? I'm not sure, but I want to keep watch. I've had the feeling that someone's been following me since I arrived in Riften. I might be acting like a cracked acorn, but better safe than sorry, right?
Inherent fallacy. Clearly magic obtains its strength and form from nature.
Yes? Is there something I can help you with?
Nonsense. Magic underlies and defines nature. Nature is merely the manifestation of the
Evely?
mundane aspect of
She found Farrell's book? Oh, that's wonderful news. But why is Evely standing way over there? And why are you talking to me instead of her? What's this all about, stranger?
Perhaps more research is needed.
Not completely honest. Just what are you implying? Is Evely attempting to change the terms of our deal? Farrell offered a fair price for what he asked her to do. Quiet! If certain ears heard those words, our lives wouldn't be worth a hawker's blister. I suppose it's time for Evely to meet Farrell. We have a house here in Riften, around the corner from the bank. Just knock 2 times or he won't respond.
That doesn't sound good. Hurry, let's get inside.
When I was a kid, on cold nights, I used to curl up by the fire in the Castle Navir main hall. I'd sit there with a book and fall asleep over the pages. Simpler times, eh?
Farrell? No, 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 no! Oh, Rena. I'm so sorry.
him to forget about the past. But did he listen? No! You know about that? Maybe. Probably. Farrell never told me a lot about his time serving the Emperor, but I knew it was on his mind recently. That's why he hired Everly. He said he wanted to make things right. A sheet of... Oh, gods! That's a sign of the Dark Brotherhood. They assassinated my poor Farrell, and all because of something that should have stayed buried with the damn Longhouse Emperors. Then I guess you've reached a dead end. Farrell never told me much, just that he needed the book he sent Everly to find, that he had to correct a terrible mistake. He also mentioned that Leovic told him things, but he never got into specifics. Ugh, I don't care about the book. I want nothing to do with it. If the Dark Brotherhood thinks I know anything, they'll come after me. And you as well. You should forget about Farrell and Leovic and that book. Forget about them and go far, far away. You know, things. State secrets, I suppose. Hidden dreams, wild desires. Farrell helped raise the Emperor. They were close. Or as close as the most powerful man in the world and his steward can be. Once, Farrell mentioned another secret. Ambitions. No, I don't recall any mention of that. Farrell didn't say much, just referred to something as the secret of the Longhouse Emperors. I got the feeling it had something to do with Daedra worship and some sort of weapons. That's all I know.
Come on, let's talk outside. I'll meet you out back under the dock. What do you think? Did the Dark Brotherhood really assassinate Farrell Lupus? Is this book he sent me to retrieve really that important? I'm not sure what we should do next, so if you have any ideas, I can't wait to hear them. That about sums it up. Plus the dreams I've been having. Ever since I found that book, I've been having the most strange and disturbing dreams. Nothing specific. I'm always someplace. A forest, a town. Then the ground starts to shake or fire erupts all around me. Once the place was flooded by a deluge of water. And there were always 4 animals watching from a nearby hill. A huge boar, a fox, and a pair of identical rams. Weird, huh? You know, I'm attributing the dreams to the book, but it could be something I ate. My diet has been all over the place these past few weeks. Oh, great. The scary Daedra lady is back.
Flattery and cuteness will get you nowhere, elf. Come, little mortal. I have information. Say thank you, little mortal. I have read the ensorcelled scroll, and I know where we need to go next on our quest to learn Leovic's secret. Unless, that is, you and the elf discovered something in the coded documents. The assassins who follow Mephala? Or are they the ones who serve the Void? No matter. My information actually concerns the secret we seek to uncover. According to the ensorcelled scroll, there is another cache annex beneath the Imperial City. Yes, hidden in the Imperial sewers. I will open a portal that will get you close to the annex, but you will need to deal with the wards. For all their reverence of the Daedra, these Longhouse Emperors certainly went out of their way to keep us out. Oh, not me, little mortal. I have no intention of slogging through the muck and the sludge when you are more than capable of handling that. I shall catch up to you after you have dealt with the wards. Go on now, and take the wood elf with you.
Lyrinth is using you, my friend. I'm going to stay close. Try to keep you safe.
Another portal? Don't Daedra have flying horses or something? These are the Imperial sewers. Fancy. Ward's down. The cultists must be inside. We fought well. Go slow. Let's not alert the cultists until absolutely necessary. Look! A cache! And it's still warded!
These treasures belong to the Order of the Waking Flame.
You're like the hero of a fantastic tale, and I get to ride with you.
The Longhouse Emperors really did it. They made a deal with Mehrunes Dagon.
This is not the end of our tale.
Emperor Leovic wrote that, but it's not in code. If those counselors know the secret, their lives are in danger. Blood for Lord Dagon! The cult's trying to contact Mehrunes Dagon. Let's find that shrine.
Show me where to find your 4 ambitions.
Step through the portal and prove your worth to the Lord of Fire and Flood.
That trapped acorn is stepping into oblivion? I don't believe it. Is this really oblivion? Why do you think he named this place the Deadlands? Looks more like a really hot land to me.
What do you say to some celebratory sweets?
I gave immortals everything. And yet they come to this.
Your acolyte, the leader of our... Can't we find the portal?
Another Daedra vanished from this realm.
My arrows will make short work of the cultists. I'm not too sure about Mehrunes Dagon.
Stendarr see you safely to your rest. And that's the end of that tale.
The leader of the Waking Flame sent me to finish him with the Black Drake started.
I invested a significant amount of effort into the 4 ambitions.
The ambitions must be some sort of weapons. We can't let them fall into the hands of this cult.
We'll see it done.
I hate wasting expensive arrows on the likes of you.
And yet, the ambitions have been misplaced, and the bargain struck remains unfulfilled.
Then command me, Lord Dagon. I shall do whatever you ask.
You want my ambitions? Then prove your worth and destroy the intruders.
Arise, Kraskoth! Destroy those who would defy Lord Dagon!
Try to dodge these, Marcus's.
Then face me directly, unbelievers!
tested my follower, mortals. So I shall permit you to leave my realm with your lives. Step through the portal and be gone.
A portal from oblivion? And you, little mortal, emerging with hardly a scratch? Come, tell me everything. You never cease to intrigue me, little mortal. Is that the distinct scent of Mehrunes Dagon and the Deadlands that lingers about you like a cloud of flesh flies? Never mind about that. Tell me what you learned and how you ended up in Dagon's realm. Yes. The Order of the Waking Flame has been particularly persistent in trying to run down the secret for themselves. Speaking of which, did you learn any more about Leovik's secret? Interesting. I recall something about that. The mortal who went on to become the first of the Longhouse Emperors attempted to make deals with a number of the Daedric princes, my own lord included. Any indication about the terms of this bargain? Well, little mortal, your course is clear. We have barely plumbed the depths of this mystery. You must find the people on this list and discover the truth of the 4 ambitions. Meanwhile, I have other avenues to explore.
You have to deal with all kinds of people, but I know in my heart
the scary
Lyra needs
Daedra
to do
lady
you
is gone.
wrong.
Let's talk.
New tales to tell, huh? What needs doing?
That was kind of exciting. I've never been to any part of Oblivion before. A lot of it felt familiar, though, like places I've seen in my dreams lately. Anyway, thanks to everything we learned, I know exactly what needs to happen next. We need to find the people on that list. Warn them about the Dark Brotherhood. See what they can tell us about the ambitions. And what I should do with this book. Hey, thanks, by the way. I never got the rest of my pay, but I can spare this for now. I'll start the search in Leowyn. That's where Chief Counselor Leviticus was, last I heard. I think he's helping to govern the city or something. Once I get the lay of the land, I'll send word to you. You know, in case you still want to help and all. I think so. This all started when Varl Lupus sent me to find this book, and that put me on the trail of Emperor Leovik's secret. Now we know that the secret concerns a deal made with Mehrunes Dagon and something called the 4 Ambitions. Well, we know the Dark Brotherhood murdered Varl Lupus, who turned out to be the Emperor's steward, and we know that the Waking Flame are Dagonists seeking the Ambitions. In Leovik's notes, the Ambitions were described as some sort of weapons. Yeah, not sure how I feel about the scary Daedra lady, but her ominous warning makes my leaves shudder. If Mehrunes Dagon has his sights set on Tamriel, we're in for all sorts of disasters. Whatever the Longhouse Emperors promised, it can't be good. Right. I'm not an expert on Imperial politics, but I recognize Leviticus's name. He was on the Elder Council before the Empire fell. I remember listening to a herald in Eldenroot. They brought news that Leviticus was alive and serving in Leowyn. Not a lot, really. I've never been up in that area. As far as I know, it's an Imperial city on the Topal Bay. So far, it's been able to keep the Three Banners Wall mostly away from its borders, or so the heralds have reported. I don't know. I usually just make things up along the way. I suppose I'll offer my assistance and see what happens. Once I make some contacts, I'll send word. If you're still interested in solving this mystery, you can meet me then.
Get off my feet.
Pandar's fingers. What now?
Hold! We've observed your
glad you
travels
put an
through
end to this
Brockwood
hound
and have
business.
need of your particular talent.
was hoping I'd see you today. By the divines, look at that dog! Who's a good dog? Who's a good dog?
You thought you'd get away with that.
Hold. We've observed your travels through Grotwood and have need of your particular talents.
So, you're the mortal adventurer the Dread Lady seeks. I assumed you'd be, well, taller. Still, my mistress knows best. I bring you a message from Lyranth, the lovely and powerful Dremora. Hear the words her prophet speaks, and be enthralled. The Dread Lady requires a mortal's perspective. She finds the situation merely curious, but says it has apocalyptic consequences for our plane of existence. Congratulations, mortal. She has chosen you, and she promises compensation if you survive. Calm, I suppose. But I have faith in Lyranth, and she seems to have faith in you. I'll mark the destination on your map. Plus, I secured transportation. The regal, sweet daffodil. Oh, and take this pendant. You'll need it when you get there. Sweet daffodil will whisk you directly to the location. Once there, you must get past the creatures that roam the place to find Lyranth's hidden lair. The pendant will alert you when the time comes to use it. Then, just follow the trail of energy. Isn't it obvious? The pendant contains an epiphany blood ruby. It tingles when it senses residual portal magic. Use it, and it will lead you to Lyranth's lair. How ironic. She chose you to assist her. Not her prophet, but you. A heathen adventurer. Please, I am nothing like my insipid older brother. Nothing at all. I am the Dread Lady's true prophet, her voice resounding in the mortal realm, her herald on the plane of Nirn. My dim-witted brother claims to be many things. The Dread Lady and I allow him his delusions, makes it easier to get him to accomplish the few tasks that aren't beyond his limited skill set. You should feel honored that this time my mistress sent me. Speaking the words of some higher power is the standard definition of a prophet. And there is no higher power than my mistress, no matter what the other temples or shrines may tell you. I do whatever the Dread Lady asks, and am honored to do so. That she is. Although gender isn't what you imagine when it comes to classifying Daedric entities. It took a lot of effort to summon her to this plane, just to provide you with convenient transportation. My mistress insisted, however, so I complied. Sweet Daffodil would never harm a flesh fly, let alone a favored curiosity of the Dread Lady. But just to be on the safe side, I suggest not getting too close to her fiery bits.
The blade. Remove the blade. Damn enchanted blade. I'll need to figure out how they were able to use it to trap me. But first, we need to talk. Ah, little mortal. Your timing is impeccable as always. Of course, if you had arrived just a few moments earlier, I might not have wound up with that damn blade stuck in my chest. Must I say it? That the Dromora you know and admire had a lapse in judgment? That she failed to take her surroundings into account when she opened her portal? Very well, little mortal. I erred, and the Waking Flame took advantage of the opportunity. The Order of the Waking Flame, to be precise. Fanatics devoted to Mehrunes Dagon, the Daedric Prince of Destruction. 2 of the cultists followed before the portal closed and surprised me, incapacitated me with that enchanted blade. Quite the opposite. The blade carries a unique enchantment I've never encountered before. It paralyzed me. Gave them the time they needed to portal in others and ransack the place. Quickly, check my coffer. Make sure the velvet pouch is still safe. It's what the velvet pouch contains that matters. I'm still attempting to ascertain its purpose, but since the Dagonists want it, it must be important. My coffer rests on the nearby pedestal. Check on it while I examine this accursed blade. Why do mortals insist on receiving every detail, no matter how insignificant or profound, before they accomplish the task at hand? Apocalyptic. Just what you might imagine where the Daedric Prince of Destruction is concerned. Dromora are difficult to kill, and that's doubly true where I'm concerned. Besides, we don't actually die, not as mortals do. Our essence simply returns to oblivion, and we are reconstituted. How long that takes varies. The blade was more prudent. The Dagonists went to great lengths to forge a blade capable of trapping a Dromora inside its incapacitated body. Instead of simply slaying this form and risking I would return too quickly, they chose to entrap me. I need to study the magic to be sure, but I don't think so. An enchantment of that magnitude is complex and requires a multitude of resources. I doubt they have other such blades just lying around and ready to use. I will be more cautious, however.
Lyrinth is using you, my friend. I'm going to stay close. Try to keep you safe.
It's gone, isn't it? Search the rest of my lair. Find the cultist I wounded before the blade brought me low.
Sometimes it's hard to tell. Delivered a killing blow. Surprised he made it this far before collapsing. Search the body and retrieve my stolen item.
Show me what you found, mortal. Well, little mortal? Did you recover the item that maggot stole from my coffer? Was it in one of his pockets, as I suspected? Let me see that. This letter names the maggot I killed. Devastator Rulin. And it mentions Greenshade. I wonder what they're doing in that miserable place. Indeed. My relic. When I learned that the cult wanted it, I decided to acquire it before they could. I covered my tracks, but apparently not well enough. There isn't much to tell. I have yet to determine the relic's purpose or function. I was just preparing to study it when the cult invaded my lair. No matter. The letter tells us where to find the Dagonists. I'll open a portal. I shall never get used to Nern's smell. Come,
Looking
mortal.
forward to
We
seeing
have
what you
plans
make
to
of that.
discuss. So much greenery and animal life. How do you mortals stand it? Never mind. Rhetorical question. Let us go deal with the Dagonists and retrieve the relic they took from my lair. The note you discovered contains the answer. Where umbrage creeps. It can only refer to one place in this region. Shadows Crawl. I have no doubt we'll find the Dagonists near there. The Dagonists use portal magic. I can smell its residue on the air. The pendant that Rogatina gave you. It can be used to follow traces of portal magic in the area. Right here. Simply use the pendant and follow the trail of the residual magic. Then use it again once the trail turns cold. We must retrieve the relic they stole from me. I shall pursue my own investigation and meet you once with...
You have to deal with all kinds of people, but I know in my heart Lyrinth means to do you wrong.
You don't want to do this!
good quality there. Right here. Stay focused.
Laura, how did she overcome the blade?
Never mind that. Get in, and I'll close the portal.
I don't think so. A simple spell will keep the portal open. Mortal, this way. I expected Dagon's bootlickers to have grander accommodations than a simple cave. Look around and find my relic, Mort. I assume this cave serves as a base for the Waking Flame. Not very impressive, truth be told. Come, let us find whatever hole those cultists used to store their valuables. I want the relic back in my possession before the next clan fear cause. Search the area. Leave no stone unturned.
I'm going to stay close.
We must retrieve the relic they stole from me. I hear voices up ahead. It must be the cultists. No better than
Almost done here.
hiding in the
Then
bowels
to oblivion to see the catalyst in action. Hail Draco!
Get out of there!
The Tremora. Coming here was a mistake,
No dust,
Mirren.
no glory.
Disaster is...
There are none left to stand against us.
Finally. Search the camp and find my relic, little mortal. Curious drawings. Definitely mechanical. But what was that about transforming Daedra? Intriguing. Well done, mortal. You found my relic. Give it to me. So this Sister Seldina wants my relic. And she provided directions on how to use it. Interesting. A letter that conveniently lays out the cult's plans, schematics for some strange device, and my relic. Not bad for a day's labor. These items tell me much about what the Daganists are up to. That this Sister Seldina had the audacity to order the cultists to steal my relic. And she gave them the damn blade that incapacitated me. She calls the relic a portal key, claims it leads to some sort of base in Oblivion. Yes, from which they plan to unleash disasters upon your world. I suspect it has something to do with these schematics. A diagram for some sort of device they call the Cataclysm. It has some purpose regarding Daedric transformation. Intriguing.
We've got this!
Vivian had better have completed the preparations I assigned her. Come.
Mistress, the adventurer approaches.
When I was a kid, on cold nights, I used to curl up by the fire in the Castle Navir main hall. I'd sit there with a book and follow...
What adventures do we have planned?
We got lucky, little mortal. The letter we found indicated that Sister Seldina wanted the portal key brought to her after the cultists recovered it. For whatever reason, that didn't happen. Perhaps they were waiting for Devastator Rulin to return. Yes, and whose corpse now rests before us. He will serve my purpose as well, I think. Time enough for that later. For now, take this. I understand that your kind expects such treats after performing clever tricks for your betters. Questions about the Order of the Waking Flame still linger, little mortal. And the danger posed to your plane of existence hasn't abated. We can still help each other if you are willing. Before we make use of the portal key, we must complete our own preparations. Then we can find the cult's base in Oblivion and determine their plans for the Cataclysm. You must acquire the root of a fluster fume plant and a tincture of befuddlement. The relic opens a portal to Oblivion, most likely the Deadlands. Regardless, we can't just stroll in and expect them to reveal their plans. I'll use those items to create a potion to fool them. It will make you appear to be the corpse lying here. Cluster fume plants grow nearby, southeast in the caves of Camp Bushnikbar. As for the tincture of befuddlement, I believe Orion the alchemist may have one at the outpost south of Bramblebreach. Return here when you have acquired both. No. It will make you look like the dead cultist when he was still among the living. That's the intent, anyway. I am not much of an alchemist, but I believe I can make this work. Mortal flesh is much more malleable than you would imagine. Consider it an enhancement for the potion I'll create. A strengthening agent, if you will. It provides the necessary layer of bewilderment that will reinforce your disguise. An alchemist I know has a supply. Orion. You can find her at the outpost south of Bramblebeach. Tell her the tincture is from me, and give her some of those yellow rocks you mortals are so fond of. Then return back to me. A little-known plant, the flusterfume has a wide variety of alchemical applications. For our purposes, the root will suffice. That's where all the confusion-inspiring properties congregate. It will help muddle the minds of those you encounter.
I've got just what you need. Quality wares.
No one brings me any.
I can't be the only one whose hands shake when...
Hey, you.
Easy to get lost in a place like this. I think that's one of my favorite parts about cities.
You must be here about the leaflet. I could use the help, as long as you're not afraid of a dastardly scoundrel. Let me start again. I represent Cyrodiilic Collections, a society dedicated to retrieving the lost treasures of Argonians. Our society consists of me, my sister, and a few associates. We've been preparing an expedition to return the antiquities we recovered to Murkmire, deep in the heart of Black Marsh. Unfortunately, our competition is one and the same, Margus Darius. He's a black marketeer who cares only about profit. He was a member of our society until he stole our research and disappeared. I need you to infiltrate the nearby Outlaws' refuge and figure out what Margus is up to. Talk to a few more connected rapscallions that conduct business down there. I know a few of them by reputation. Look for Grathal, an information broker, Urzashi, an antiquities black marketeer, and Ashundir, a historic treasure smuggler.
Can you believe it? Dragons in your own homeland. What are you going to do?
This one does not know, but he hopes his family is safe in River.
Cursed with such a task. Don't seem to be making much progress.
If you're looking for information, then you've come to the right place. I am the most knowledgeable broker in the refuge. On the other hand, if you work for the town guard, I have no idea what we're talking about. Well, information is my primary business, and business is good. Which reminds me, I never give anything away for free, especially information. Perform a favor for me. Then I'll tell you what I know about Margus Darius. The best kind. One that benefits us both. Allow me to mark a house on your map. Inside you'll find a crate that contains an elegant jacket. I am something of a snappy dresser, and I want that jacket. Bring it to me, and I'll tell you all about Margus.
1,000 greetings, Wayfarer. This is no place for casual visitors. You have wandered into a nest of vipers. But have no fear. A Shundir will take care of you. Come closer and let us conduct business. Oh, I prefer merchant to smuggler, but call me what you will. I transport rare and valuable antiquities, no questions asked. I'm also considered the most knowledgeable Argonian relics expert outside of Black Marsh. So, how can I help you this day? Ah, I know Margus well. We both deal in antiquities. He actually approached me recently. As a consultant, you understand. So I'm familiar with Margus's current plans. I am happy to share that information in exchange for a simple favor. Such aggression. There is no need to threaten violence, my friend. Ashundir said he would take care of you, and indeed he will. Margus has associated himself with a band of thugs and outlaws. They hide in a cave like rabid guar. The cave is called the Sunless Hollow, and it's located not too far from here. I have one more secret for you, Wayfarer, so listen well. Margus and his associates are dangerous. I suggest caution.
I knew you'd be back. That is my business, after all. Were you able to acquire that elegant... Well, get to it.
I assume you have something to sell.
The black market is closed. This one has inventories to catalog, and my assistant has yet... You don't take a hint very well, do you? To answer your question, this market buys and sells certain items of historic value. We maintain an extensive list of wealthy collectors, and are always on the lookout for specific... You want to know about Margus? Interesting. Very well. Perform a service, and this one will tell you what you want to know. Locate my assistant and bring him back. Or at least tell me if it is time to hire a new one. Good help is so hard to find. This one sent Argar to an old ruin. He was to pick up a package from some thieves we do business with and bring it to me. Here, let me mark the location on your map. Go find out what happened to him. Then, I will tell you about Margus Darius.
What's the meaning of this? Get out!
This place gives me the creeps.
My magic will destroy you.
This way. Wait, don't go. Please, help me.
Stop pawing at me and listen. You have to send someone before it's too late.
Let's go fast. Can you believe it? Dragons in your own homeland. What are you going to take?
This one does not know. But he thinks his family is safe in the
A little bird told me you were on your way down here. It also mentioned that you had something that would make both of us very happy. Is it true? Were you able to acquire the elegant jacket? Perfect. Did you know this jacket belonged to an associate of Margus Darius? There should be a note in the pocket. Ah, here it is. And this confirms the information I promised to share with you. Margus works with a group called the Blackguards. Just one of the most dangerous bands of outlaws to emerge from the swamps of Black Marsh. The group supposedly started years ago in Black Rose Prison. I'm not sure why Margus and the Blackguards are working together, but nothing good will come of it.
Was your search successful? This one wishes it weren't. But that is definitely Argar's blade. Such are the risks when dealing with the criminal element. Well, no use crying over spilled moon sugar. You provided the service. Now, remind me what you wanted to know. This one hears rumors. Margus Darius searches for Argonian relics of considerable power. Something from the time of the great Argonian civilization, as I understand it. Margus has a hidden storehouse for these relics, but that's all this one knows. Oh good, you're back. I just returned from my own investigations. I followed a lead, but the trail ran cold. Very disappointing. So tell me what happened in the Outlaws' Refuge. Were you able to learn anything new about Margus Darius? The Blackguards. My sisters tangled with them in Murkmire. I need to warn Gilar. He's one of our agents. I've got him looking into Margus as well, but you seem to be having more luck. What else did you learn? That's troubling. If we don't act fast, those antiquities will disappear, and the Argonians will lose a little more of their history. If only we knew where this hidden storehouse was located. You are a wonder, my friend. I know exactly where that cave is. Allow me to mark the location on your map. Are you willing to see this through? I'll rally Gilar, but time is...